What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. We're gonna be talking about 5 signs you are a good motorcycle rider. If you're not hitting some of these, make sure you go out and remedy that, okay? So thank you to my patrons for making this possible. And thank you for making me a good motorcycle rider. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to take all these classes and do this full time. So if you want to help support, it's only $1 a month. Swing on by beginnermotorcycletips.com and you'll find the link. Anyways, all right, so you're already out riding. You want to see how good you are. You're on this checklist. Perfect. Thank you for being here. But if you're brand new, if you've never ridden before, and you want to see what it takes to be a good rider, welcome to the Dan the Fireman channel. And I'm glad you're here. We're gonna go over some of these things and make sure you check out the other videos. All right, so number 1, you rarely experience close calls. Now, I know a lot of motorcycle riders, especially beginners, they're like, man, this car almost hit me, this almost did this, I almost slipped, I fell, you know, all these things. Close calls as in like either close calls and crashes or close calls as in, you know, dying, you know what I mean? So that should rarely happen if you're a good motorcycle rider. Good riders are able to predict the dangers that are about to happen to them. That's the huge thing. Good riders are about to predict the danger, and that's from experience, number 1. So if you're already riding out, you should have this experience. If you're not riding around, you learn this. You learn this in the MSF. You learn this in a motorcycle class. You learn this out here at Ride Arizona MTC. Anyways, you learn all that stuff. You really do, and it starts to make it to where you start having less and less close calls. You start having less and less issues. You start riding a safe ride, and that makes you a good rider if you're riding a safe ride. Because if you're out crashing all the time, you're not a good rider, okay? So you want to predict these dangers before they happen. Gear is great and all. I talk about gear all the time, but how do you prevent the issues of crashing? Well, you have to have, a bug hit me. You have to have good experience, or you have to know exactly what you're doing. Okay, I said good experience. If you're really good at bad stuff, you're gonna be really good at bad stuff. If you practice bad behaviors, you're gonna be really good at bad behaviors. Let's practice good behaviors. Let's practice good things. Let's prevent things. You have to have good visual habits. See these eyeballs? See these eyeballs? Don't recommend doing that because you don't want to bug in your eye while you're riding. Anyways, you have to have good visual habits. Who here has heard the phrase of head on a swivel? You're constantly doing this, head on a swivel. That's very important. Now do that with your eyes too. Do this with your eyes. I don't want to open my, okay, whatever. Do that with your eyes. So right here, I'm constantly looking ahead, and I'm also looking here. Looking ahead, looking down, looking up, looking up, da, 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 da. Doing this, look at the mirror. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Look for any debris. Nope. I'm constantly doing that, constantly. And it's the visual part. So I'm seeing all this stuff, but then I'm also materializing it in my brain. And then if I have to, I can act. So you can't just act randomly. You have to see the danger ahead of time. We teach that in the MSF. Once again, take a class, you're gonna learn all these things, but I'm constantly, see right there, it's like this is a blind turn, I gotta have both hands on the handlebar, constantly reacting to these different things. See all this debris that's coming out on the road? Very important to make sure you see that before a danger happens to prevent the issues. You have to scan the scene and determine the likelihood of a problem developing. So cross traffic, problem developing, turns right here, problem developing in a turn. Maybe my tire slides out if I apply too much. Maybe I slam the brakes and my tire flies out. We talk about that in the live streams that we do. Cross traffic, I'm constantly scanning these things, constantly. And I know I ride with one hand, I talk with one hand all the time. I do that so there's no reason to do it, I just do it. Don't do it if you're new to riding. See right here, cross traffic. Scanning for, this guy's gonna go for it. This guy's gonna go for it. Oh, he applied the brakes right at the last second. I mean, she did. Notice how I saw that right there? I saw that car wanting to scoot up, wanting to do that. I think I'll do a replay of it while I'm talking. But see how it wanted to scoot up? Well, the next one is you rarely have pucker moments when cornering or at intersections. Cornering and intersections are the most dangerous places for motorcyclists. Most dangerous places. That intersection was dangerous, and it included a corner. Twice as doubles and dangers and stuffs, okay? So you need to watch out for that. I didn't have a pucker factor. I didn't have a pucker moment. I didn't have nothing. I saw it ahead of time because I was scanning my horizons. I was putting myself in a good position. I could be up on this truck's ass right now if I wanted to, but I'm giving myself a nice space cushion. All these different things. So cornering and intersections, when you start making mistakes with speed, you start making mistakes with braking, you start making mistakes with skills, you start making mistakes with your eyeballs, that's when you start having the, oh crap, oh crap moments. So cornering and intersections provide most of the fatalities. And then when I say provide, I mean they account, because providing sounds terrible. They account for most of the deaths. It's very dangerous. So right here, Colossal Cave Road. I'm gonna put my blinker on. And I'm gonna set myself for, because I don't know if this person's paying attention. I'm gonna set myself up over here. I'm still in my lane, but if they crash, they're gonna hopefully crash into the Nissan. Oh, let's go into second gear. Alrighty. Yeah, boy. So I'm gonna watch for this right here. This is a curve. A lot of people ride like dum-dums, so I'm scanning to my left, scanning up here, scanning my left, look at my mirrors, scanning up here, make sure there's no debris. There's a blind turn over the hill. Through traffic, merge left, so that means I gotta merge over here, make sure I have enough room. Boom, boom, use my blinker, turned off my blinker. Now I'm over here, make sure I maintain the speed limit. See all these different things? I can't even talk fast enough. I do all these things like subconsciously quick, and that's what you guys gotta do. I already skipped this one. So you're an expert at reading the road. So we talked about all this stuff. I'm gonna pull over to Chevron and fill up my gas tank. We talk about reading the road, make sure there's no debris, making sure that there's all these different things. Twisted roads, blind curves are pretty dangerous, especially since you can't see the gravel, you can't see any debris, you can't see any cars. Make sure you know how to read the road. Reading the road comes with experience, or you can give yourself a nice head start by taking a class. That's usually how all this will go. Take a nice class to give yourself a head start, or to expand on the stuff that you've learned, or just get a bunch of years of experience, and a lot of us don't have the time to do that. Ugh. All right. So I heard you have to like sit on here to fill it up to make it easy. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna do this first. So good riders usually look at specific areas of the road for clues. So like if it's off cambered means it's like instead of being level, it's off a little bit. We see little clues. So you'll see like one of the lines go down up or down, and the other one will go up. Not necessarily, you can't really see that in a curve with the flat black very well. So you kind of see those different areas, and if you start seeing traffic coming this way and they're kind of crooked, it's a good way to understand that this is going to be a sharp turn. You need to take it nice and easy. So it's very important to do that. It's very important to figure out all those things, especially if you start seeing, if you're on a mountain or something, it's very, very important. If you start seeing a mountain and you see rocks on the ground, and you see rocks like close to the side, but they're not on the road yet, just keep an eye out. You know, read the road. Maybe there's going to be some rocks up ahead on that blind turn inside the road, to where now if I'm hauling ass, it's going to be in very dangerous situation. I don't know what I was about to say. It's going to be a very dangerous situation. So make sure you're paying attention to that stuff. So right here, I'm paying attention to all the oil markings. I'm paying attention to all the gravel.
Start
so
anytime,
when I take off that way, I know that if I take off this way, it's going to be a very sharp turn, almost a U-turn. So I can either take it wide, or I can practice my slow speed maneuvering, but then there's also cross traffic. So all these things play into safety, being hyper aware. If you're alert, there's a good chance you can stay alive. Okay, stay alert, stay alive. Number 5, you need professional training. You need it. This what we're doing here is highly dangerous. Okay, you need professional training. If you want to be a good motorcycle rider, you can't practice bad habits. If you practice bad habits, if you spend 1,000 hours practicing your bad habits, you're going to be really good at those bad habits. One of the bad habits is riding and then always having fingers on the brakes. Always applying a little bit of brake here and there. That is a bad habit. And I used to do that until I had professional training. Now I have a full hand over here. Very important to remove some of these bad habits. You know, putting your foot down if you went from dirt to street. Putting your foot down, your foot catches the asphalt. It's going to fling you back, cause you to possibly crash. So all these bad habits are bad. So what you need to do is get professional training, remove those bad habits if you've been riding for a while, or if you're brand new, once again, get a jump start, get professional training at an MSF course, ride Arizona MTC. I'm actually on my way out there right now to go film some stuff, so stay tuned for that. And that way you get some good skills. You start practicing the good skills. You're in a position of now building upon a good foundation, not a bad foundation. So it's very important, and you need to have professional instructors. I'm an MSF coach. I'm still in the process. I've only taught a few classes here and there, but Trina and Steve and a bunch of others over at Ride Arizona NTC, professionals, absolute professionals. Swing on by if you're in Arizona. Phoenix, Casa Grande, Tucson, Marana, Sierra Vista. There's so much out there, okay? So make sure you swing on by. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking, well, my family member is a professional, and, you know.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And we're going to switch over to my face. How's everybody doing today? We're going to be watching a pretty interesting crash. So hopefully you guys like that new intro. That new intro is all about just, you know, I wanted to give you guys a little heads up of some of my videos. If you just see me on live streams, I do videos also. So anyways, we're going to be watching a video. This is a actual major crash. This is one that I found, I think. Did I find it? I don't know. If one of you guys sent me this, thank you. So it's a crash on the interstate. We're going to go and switch it over to the screen capture real quick. It's a crash on the interstate. This is on YouTube. And just so you guys know, I want before we even start, this is an age-restricted video. So I guess anybody under 18 shouldn't be watching it, but that's probably going to age restrict this video. So if you guys would like to support the channel, that'd be great over there on patreon.com/standinthefireman. 423 out of 500 patrons. At 500 patrons, I'll be traveling the country. But yeah, right here, the first comment, this was over a year ago. This is August 17th, 2017. Says, I am his wife. Thank you so much for stopping and helping him. He just went to surgery to put plates in his arm. Both bones in his right forearm are broken, so the radius ulna. Hip part of his pelvis, which is the iliac crest. It's that part that, it's like those like wings. I'm guessing that's what she's talking about. Is fractured. A little road rash and his chin split open. So that's the severity of this accident. So I want you guys to understand that. How you doing, Asteris 1? Taylor Haas just became a patron. Guys, I think we're going to hit 425 easily today. 425 easily today. So yeah, like I said, this is probably going to get age restricted. What happens with that is that this video will just never be seen. It's typical. So, you do, Jake. Oh, wow. So this is very, hopefully it doesn't cause any issues for you, man. So we're going to watch the video. And just once again, before we even start even more, I just wanted to show you, I just shared this on my Instagram. And it's the beauty of doing live streams, is I could just do whatever I want. Instructor manual. Let's see if, there we go. Instructor manual for advanced accident scene management, bystander assistance programs, Dan the fireman. So I'll be an accident scene management instructor hopefully this month, by the end of the month, because this weekend I'll be heading to Vegas to take the class, but I got all my stuff. I had a call, Skype call with Vicky, the person that's in charge of everything. Very wonderful woman. And I'm having a blast. I'm super excited about this. So not only am I going to be an MSF rider coach, but I'm going to be an accident scene management instructor too. So I'll hopefully be able to get you guys a lot of good information. And that's kind of what we're going to do here today. So I'm going to be using not what they have, because I'm not trained in that yet. What I'm using today, and until I feel comfortable sharing what they have, I'll be using my own personal experience as an EMT of over 10 years. Okay. All right. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to watch a lot of it. It's a very long video. We might watch the whole thing. I'd like to. I'll try not to stick too long on certain things. But I'll just kind of explain what's going on. So we're not going to do the full video at first like we usually do, and then I explain things because it's too long of a video to do that. So we're just going to kind of go play by play by play. How you doing, OD35 Hondo? Okay, first and foremost, as a rider, when you see on the interstate any traffic stopped, be very careful behind you. You're doing your job to slow down and not hit whoever's in front of you, but just be careful of the people behind you, because they might not be paying attention. They might be looking at their phones. They might be messing with their stereo. They might be yelling at their kids in the back seat. So be careful. So set yourself up so you don't get hit. Probably one of the better spots for this situation is either to lane filter, because then they'll just hit this car and this car, or get closer to the shoulder. So just heads up. Make sure you guys are safe when you get to the actual scene. Okay, first and foremost, right here, you see the accident. You see this might not be part of the accident, but you see the skid marks and everything, so it could be kind of bad. Now, typically when a truck is sideways like this guy must be some form of public safety or a public servant working for the city, because this right here is blocking traffic and it's angled away. This is what we do with fire trucks. So if somebody hits this person, it's gonna hit the vehicle. It's gonna protect all the work that's being done on the other side. But it's also gonna, hopefully, if it's a big enough vehicle like this red truck, it's gonna deflect the car going away. It's gonna deflect the car going away. So if you are in a big truck and you ever see an accident like this, guys, if you ever see an accident like this, make sure. I mean, if you're in a truck and you want to, help protect them, park like this. Park to deflect the traffic. Don't park like way over here. If you have to, go ahead. But I mean, if you're right behind the incident, or if you're coming up to the incident and nobody's blocking it, make sure you have good insurance, obviously, because you don't want to just get a messed up vehicle. But block traffic to protect yourself.
Don't move. Don't move him.
Okay, so going, excuse me, going, oh, I got something in my throat. Going over the patient like this, we try not to do that because if you have anything in your pockets, anything heavy machinery, not machinery, but tools, it could fall on the patient. You don't want to cause any further injury, so I'm going to scoot back just a little bit more real quick. So right here, also another thing you got to watch, if you got to watch out for the patient, because, geez, get some little, sorry about that. So you also have to watch out, because remember from yesterday's video, the guy with the concussion, he could possibly get angry, and men and women and who you're growing is not protected very well.
Hey.
Yeah, I see the
Don't
blood.
move. Don't move him.
I see the blood down there.
Don't move him. He's got impact. Just hold still, man. Hey, call 911. You got a phone? Yes.
Okay, see that right there? He took control of the scene. Man, what's going on in my throat? He took control of the scene. You need to actually do that. So let's go back just a little bit. So he told the person what to do. Bank product placement, yeah. Can I up my volume? Yeah, all right, I'll up my volume just a little bit. How's this? How's that? Let's do a little bit more. How about that, boys? All right. So he took control of the scene. He said, hey, don't move him. Don't move him.
Just hold still, man. Hey, call 911.
So him telling him to call 911, that is exactly what, you guys want more volume? Is that better? How about now? Is that even better? I didn't realize, yeah, I got a hairball. I didn't realize my volume was actually that bad. You guys need to let me know that stuff. You need to let me know. All right. So he told this bystander to call 911. If somebody just sits there and does nothing, like you guys are all like, oh, we're going to take care of the patient, nobody's going to call 911. All these people driving by, let's say out of 100 people driving by, maybe one or two. Yeah, I wonder if the mic today is just not doing very well. So let's go ahead and add a filter to it. Let's add some gain to it. I'm at max volume, guys. Volume's good. I can add more. Let me know if that's a little too much. That could be, I could start clipping at that point. All right. Yeah, ask them to call 911. Ask them to call 911. I just updated, I just added a little bit more volume. So there's a little delay.
You got a phone? Yes. You're okay. You're okay.
Very good. Awesome. Good. Maybe you're deaf. I don't know. So you got to watch out. So when you start seeing these things, you see the impact points. You see the knees on the pants shredded. Definitely going to have impact points. And when you see the bike and you see this mechanism of injury, that's what Bradley. All right. Anyways, the mechanism of injury on here. So it's a massive crash on the interstate. So he's obviously going at high speed, possibly impacted the wall. Definitely he's got road rash. And right now we don't know about the broken legs. We don't know about all these things. You had to turn your way down. Sorry, man. So yeah, you don't know about all these things yet. You just see a little bit of blood here, and a little bit of the torn stuff right here. So let's go a little bit further.
Don't move it, dude. Just hold still.
So telling him not to move. So he definitely has impact on his chin. A broken chin. I mean, we don't know that yet, but they said he had a broken jaw and it's broken chin. So it looks like it's the impact underneath. So we'll keep going.
Just stay right there, buddy. You're not bad. You're not bad.
Awesome, Hail.
Hold on.
So he's obviously in pain. So the grimacing and the moving around. See how his legs are moving? That's just.
Hey, what's your name?
It just hurts.
It's all right. Just hang out.
Okay, so the one thing is to tell somebody to not move. It usually doesn't work. If I say, hey, don't move, they're going to move. You literally have to. It might not be improper helmet fit. Here's the thing. The massive amount of energy applied to the body in a crash like this, it's going to move the helmet. It's going to. I mean, he has it strapped in right here. It's probably tight as it can be without choking him while he's riding. It's just think about it. It's just a the jaw underneath got damaged. Pure EZ became a YouTube member. Thank you, bro. Thank you. But just imagine not wearing a full face helmet. He wouldn't have a face anymore. If that's the max amount of damage in a massive accident, like massive accident, if this is the thing, then imagine without a helmet. Imagine without a full face helmet. He wouldn't have a jaw. He wouldn't have a face. So there's only so much gear can do. Motorcycles are just inherently dangerous. People die in car crashes all the time, and they're in cars. So there's only so much you can do. Yeah, he'd be. Yeah, exactly, Jake.
You'll be all right.
You're okay, man.
Got your leg too? How's your back?
A modular helmet, if he had it flipped up, he'd be missing his face. When the modular helmet's flipped up, it's just a 3/4 helmet at that point. So this guy's asking questions, and he even says in his description, I'm gonna go down a little bit. He says, "I'm no medic, so ignore me." So he's doing his best. He's actually trying to help out quite a bit. He's helping out quite a bit, and I'm gonna learn a lot more about Good Samaritan laws, part of the accident scene management course. I'm gonna learn a lot more about that. So that way I can let you guys know, hey, if you help out and you do these things, hopefully you're not too scared, because a lot of times people are scared to even touch somebody for fear of getting sued or getting in trouble, and they want to help. People generally want to help. So he's trying to help, and he's doing good. He's doing really good. He's keeping calm.
Did you land on your butt? On your side? Okay, just hang out. Just don't move. Hey, seriously, dude. Hold still, okay?
So right here, trying to reach and pull things over or take things off is generally something that's happening, because if there's damage to any part of the body, you want it to get to it. You actually want to feel it to make sure you have the spatial awareness of, oh, there's something hurt here, but I want to touch it. So there's a good chance that he probably has some chest trauma, maybe bruised ribs. Somebody should be on the phone. Somebody should be on the phone calling 911 at this point. I think during this whole thing that EMS does show up. Yeah, EMS does show up. So we're going to get to that. But here's the thing, guys. This is we're at 142, so I remember where we're at. So you're riding up to a scene, and you see this stuff, right? ENJ4321, not a big deal, man. So you go up to a scene, you see all this stuff. This is how long it takes. So imagine this happened probably 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute earlier. So 1 minute later, okay? So there's massive impact. And this is the first guy on scene. This is the very first guy, the first one to see anything. This is the second one. So this is how long it takes. So we're going to go back to 142. We'll do 143. How about that? So it's still, the EMS is not going to show up because you have to call 911. So it takes time for someone to call 911. It takes time for dispatch to start sending units. It takes those units time to get there. And then it takes maybe, like a minute for once they kind of get to the scene to set up and actually start triaging and talking to the patient, doing stuff. So this guy, he possibly just, I don't know, he probably hit a wall. He speed wobbled. We don't know what caused the accident. We just know that he's here. And this is what happens when you go on scene. So right here, it's his road. I think it's his Road King. It says right. Road King, yes. So his Road King's right here in pieces. Now, he could have gotten sideswiped. Something could have happened. We don't know.
That's fine.
Just make sure he doesn't move.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, so this right here, it's probably a doctor.
Yeah, I got him.
Are you guys?
Yeah, go ahead. Seriously, dude. Hold still, okay?
Are you guys?
Yeah, go ahead. We're good.
Families in the car, man.
That's fine.
Just make sure he doesn't move.
Yeah, I got him.
Maybe not a doctor. I don't know, but making sure he doesn't move. I mean, if you're there to help, you're there to help. Honestly, like, I don't care about. There's one thing that that I heard and I learned that really kind of struck true to me. So if you have absolutely zero plans, if you have zero plans in the day and you see something like this, or if you see somebody that might need help pulled over on the side of the road, and you have zero plans for the day, you're just kind of riding around, driving around, whatever it is, it's a lot easier to stop and help them out doing that, like when you have zero plans, than it is when you're in a rush. Like, I got to get to work, I got 5 minutes to get to work, it's a 4-minute drive, I can't stop to help this person out. So if you're going to stop at all and do this, try to see it through if you can. But for me, like, even if I was rushing or whatever, it's like this, human life is more important. Human life is more important than wherever I'm getting at. And I've actually stopped at on the way from Yuma to Tucson prior to my interviews for the department down here. I witnessed I didn't witness, but I saw a rollover accident. Like, I saw it, like, it immediately just happened, like, probably 2 minutes before I got there, and I stayed there for an hour and a half, called in a helicopter and everything. So you guys got to do this. You guys got to, if you're going to help out, get the training, get it done if you can, okay? But do it safe, obviously. See, now he's left alone.
That guy get into you? All right, just hold still. Try to stay.
So he possibly somebody hit him. What's up, Otaku Chess?
Comfortable as you can. You can't move till EMTs get here, okay? Yeah.
So take the glove off, okay? And that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Hold on.
See how he's moving around like that? You start hearing the sirens too. We're about 2.5 minutes into it. Let's say the incident happened a minute prior to the video starting. So that's 3.5 minutes. Those 3.5 minutes, imagine being unconscious, airway compromised, so you're not breathing. Now you have over 3.5 minutes without oxygen to the brain. So this is where it's very important to know what you're doing, do rescue breathing, all that stuff. And I'll be learning that stuff at the class this weekend. And then hopefully I'll be able to teach some of you guys and hopefully share with you an actual curriculum of how to do things. Also, guys, we have 130 people watching, only 44 likes. Come on now.
Hold on.
See, he just glanced at the blood. He just noticed the blood. If he's talking, and bright red blood means arterial, dark red blood is venous or capillary. You really only got to worry about dark red, or if it's just, not dark red, but bright red. And if it's just like pulling out, then you definitely need to watch. But see, so far, 2.5 minutes. He's been on scene. He's been touching the patient for 2 minutes now. And all that's been done is asking questions and talking, which is perfectly fine if that's all the training you have. At this point, with my level of training, and hopefully I could teach you guys and put you guys up into a level of training, is that you want to start taking off some of the gear. You got to learn how to do it. It's not within your scope of practice right now, but start taking off gear, because this blood right here, imagine if he had an impalement in his back and he has a bunch of blood coming out, or if he has a compound fracture, which is the bone sticking out of the skin, possibly causing a blood pull up inside the jacket, but you don't know. So these are things that you guys start thinking about. And the only reason why he sees this is because it's obvious. You gotta the ones that aren't obvious are what kills people.
Okay, whoa.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that one
Yeah.
on.
See, that's the grimace right there. The eyes clenched. It's pretty common. You see that in kids when they hurt themselves. They clench their eyes. It's a grimace. So it's obvious pain. Somebody's saying congrats, been wanting to tell you past. Awesome, 262 CMB. Awesome, total control. That's craziness, man. You did good, man. Good job.
Okay. Just sit still.
And part of the accident scene management with the helmet, I see you guys talking about in the chat. I have information on that. I'm not going to share it right now, but as somebody, if you take the course, you'll be trained on how to take off a helmet and why you should take the helmet off. Now, this is something that I already know as an EMT, but it's not something I feel comfortable with letting you guys know unless you have the training. And hopefully, like I said, I'll give you some of that training.
They're coming, buddy. It's all right. They're coming. I can hear them. They're coming. Okay.
You see how the truck right here is blocking off a full lane? Because this is where it's happening. It's a full lane, and he's blocking off the shoulder so a car won't just try to sneak by. So now you have 2 lanes of full traffic of work. Now, it's always good to have somebody as a lookout. So I would have this guy, since he's not doing anything other than he called 911. I'd be like, hey, man, this is your truck. Can you keep an eye out and see if there's any traffic? Maybe stand over here. Just keep an eye out. Let us know. Let us know, because if I have to, I'm going to grab this guy and we're going to get out of the way of a massive incident. But yeah, that's what I would be doing right there.
Hey, no. Hey.
He feels
Hey.
the pain.
Leave it. It's okay. Just leave it on. EMTs will get that for you, okay?
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable taking a helmet off, don't take it off. I see more likes, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Yeah, boy.
What happened? You see it?
Motherfucker guy, he just crawled me so fast, and I just tried to, avoid it.
What, another car?
Yeah, another car right in front of me.
What kind of car?
She didn't run away. Hey man, where are you?
So another car cut him off. So this guy's truck. He'd even try to do that. I mean, I don't think he tried because he's obviously backwards with traffic. So he got cut off, and it probably caused this motorcyclist to get cut off too. Ooh. Ugh. That's what happens. You know, sucks. So this looks like a police officer.
I mean, where's that blood coming from?
That's from his chin.
All right, just keep your head still, all right, man?
You got his chin down to here. You got an injury on right hand, and he landed on his side.
You hear that? Let's go back just I'm gonna go back 5 seconds. I want you to hear that question. When I hear something like that, I think of, okay, what time is it? Okay. See if he asks again in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
You got an injury on right hand, and he
Listen.
landed on his side.
Did I wreck? Did you hear that? He's like, did I wreck? Yeah, guys. That right there is a traumatic brain injury. That right there is a concussion. He probably doesn't even know what's going on right now, or he's not going to remember it. So this is you guys have to realize that just because you wear a helmet doesn't mean you're absolutely 100% safe. When you wear gear, you're not 100% safe. This guy seems to be wearing mostly full gear. He's got a jacket on, gloves, and these look like moto boots. Maybe not moto pants. He did have a hip fracture. He did have the iliac crest, which is on the outside. I'll actually look it up over here so I can show you guys. TBI, guys. TBI. Iliac crest. All right. So this is the iliac crest right here. So when she said the hip side, a lot of people call it the hip, but this is the iliac crest of the pelvis. So she was saying this was broken. Now let's look up the other injury. Let's do, she said, okay, so Tib-Fib fracture. So the Tib-Fib fracture inside the leg. So you got two bones. You got Tib-Fib, okay, the tibia and the fibula. This is probably not his. I don't know what it is, but they said they're putting metal plates in. So on the bottom of his leg, so that's this right here. This is an open fracture where the bones are sticking out. This is fake. This is part of training because they're not that clean actually. But those are the two bones that he has right there. Those are the two bones that are broken. And then he has his chin injury. But yeah. So I mean, no matter what you do, if it's a bad enough wreck, you're not gonna get out of it. Defense, yeah, exactly, ENJ.
Just relax, man. Hold still. Did you see what kind of car? What color?
Let's see if he asks that question again.
The other car take off?
What's up,
Yeah.
Carlos?
All right, what kind of a car was it? It's a Honda CBHS.
Like a little sedan?
Yes. Huh?
A black sedan, like a Civic?
Yeah, like a Civic. Like older model, newer model? Like 2007 and up. Okay. He's just running. Did you see the driver? No, I can't even see. He just stopped right.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Alright.
What up?
You got a laceration on his chin.
Okay, one second. I want to see who this guy is.
No, I can't even see. He just stopped right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see a white shirt. I'm thinking it's a chief.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Alright.
What up?
It looks
Got
like a plain
laceration on
white
his
shirt.
chin, damage to your right hand and his hip.
All my life. So old as
You see how this guy must have some type of training. You see how he's trying to hold and do things? There's only so much somebody can do, one person can do. So when you have a crew together, it's very important. Oh yeah, Asteris one. He committed a crime by leaving the scene. So he's holding the patient his head. He's trying to keep the cervical spine in line. There's only so much you can do, but he's checking everything else too.
How you can move your hands all right? This hand you can't move at all?
That one hurts. There's bars way down on the right.
Hey, keep your head
No,
still,
lay
okay,
down.
bud? Don't move your head.
Your bike's not going anywhere.
Worry
It's
about
fine.
your- We'll worry about your bike. Let me grab some gloves in my truck, and then I'll get some for that.
Okay.
So this guy must be off duty. This guy must be an off-duty EMS personnel. He's gonna grab some of his go bag stuff that he keeps in his truck. So we're gonna see a little bit of what this looks like. So this right here is before EMS even shows up. So this is kind of, you're not going to get EMT training through the accident scene management, but you're going to get a lot, and you're going to get enough to probably what this guy's going to be able to do.
You want? Try getting this jacket off.
Okay.
See there, right there? So now a higher level of scope of practice, higher level of skill came into play. So this guy took control of this guy when he first came on scene. Now this guy, the one that just showed up in the white shirt, has more knowledge and is taking control of the scene by telling this guy what to do. So if you're ever on a scene like this, if you're ever in a situation where you're helping out your buddy, let's say it's an even personal situation where it is your best friend that got in an accident, and you're here trying to help out, and then somebody shows up and, hey, I'm an off-duty firefighter EMT. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. Just listen to him. Don't get hysterical. Don't get angry. Don't get like, why are you telling me this is my friend? He's trying to help out. Nobody comes to a scene to stop and like just cause more problems. Kevin, we're at 5:08. So there's not much to see. So the guy pulls up. The guy literally just pulls up to the scene. So he just literally pulls up to the scene. That's all that we have. Yeah, that's all we have. Red Prussian. Oh,
Okay,
425.
you hold still, I'll move you, okay?
Nice, man.
If it
Thank you
hurts
so
too bad,
much.
You let me know.
What side did he hit him on? What side?
So the cop is doing his job.
I didn't hit him.
What happened?
I said I didn't hit him.
Somebody hit you, right? Was it a black car?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, no.
Okay, okay.
See, in that situation, this jacket is pretty much no bueno. Yeah, you're in charge if someone with more experience shows up. So with this jacket's pretty much done. Insurance and everything's going to take over. These aren't moto pants. You can see the rip in the pants. You can see his knee. After a crash, all this gear that you're wearing, just prepare to just put it on the wall for decoration after the fact, okay? So what I would do is I would literally just cut all this, cut along the sleeves, pretty much fillet it open to where it just falls on at the back, so you're still laying on it, so it's protecting you from the ground. And then right there, you're 100% exposed. So being gentle, this is something that it's within his scope. He doesn't know. He doesn't have scissors. He doesn't have trauma shears. He doesn't have the training. But he's doing his best to be gentle. But here's the thing is that when you're gentle, even with an extremity injury, having to move the arm just to get through all this stuff can cause more pain.
That's probably broken.
Yeah,
Shit,
exactly,
man.
Spencer.
I'm sorry. Okay, this isn't going to be any kind of fun. Are you ready? Right wrist is broken,
Cappy.
or at least severely bruised. Okay, I'm going to lift it up, okay?
So support. So when you do that, you support above and below. So you want to support closer to the elbow if you can, and then get underneath the injured part. And definitely support on the other side, because that way it keeps it in line. You're basically a splint at that point. But he's doing a good job. He's holding it very well. It's like a little
alright?
baby or a really good burrito.
Okay.
What's your name, man? Greg. What kind of bike you ride, Greg?
See, these questions of what's your name, what do you ride? He's not interested. He's not interested in what you ride. He's asking questions to assess your level of consciousness. Because if he goes like, and remember, he's in a motorcycle accident. Who here, it's like, what do you ride? You guys will know. You guys know. You know your name and you know what you ride. If he said, hey, what's your name? And he's like, Greg. Well, what you ride, man? What? That means there's something going on. So he's trying to gauge his level of consciousness here.
You know what city you're in?
What city you're in? No, he's shaking his head. So at this point, I mean, I think he's gonna even say it after this. I haven't seen this video yet. I honestly haven't seen this video. I just saw the first. I think I saw that maybe this much, and I just kept skimming to see if it was a full video. And that was it. I never saw the content. Him shaking his head. I've had patients do that because when you ask these closed-ended questions, which are good, you want to ask closed-ended questions, yes or no question or answers. You don't want to have them go on and on and on and on and on with open-ended. So I would be like, hey man, just say yes or no. Do not shake your head up or down, left or right. Yes or no is what I need from you. Okay, keep your head still, please. That's pretty much what I would do. And that's what I would do in that situation. I think he might say this. I don't know. He sounds pretty smart.
Where were you coming from?
Maybe not.
Work? Alright. Hey Greg, I'm gonna get your helmet off, okay?
I don't know why he only has one glove. Maybe the other glove ripped. Happens. That's why you always have extras, guys.
Alright, Greg. You feel me touching the back of your neck?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna pull your helmet off, okay?
Grab the back of his head.
See, and that right there, once again, I always have to tell the patients, let me do this. Don't help me. Because right there, you see how he's trying to help him get the stuff off, and he's now putting his neck in a compromising position. So it's always like, don't help me, let me do this. It's only be uncomfortable for a little bit. See how he's turning his head? And a lot of that is confusion. It's just confusion and having that wanting to see things like a little child. It's like, what is that? What is that? What is that? That's all that is.
Head straight, okay?
Oh, no, his EMS glove, his nitro glove. You see how he only has this hand's exposed and the other glove is not. So right now he's actually, see how he has his hand underneath the head? He's not lifting the head up. He's not lifting it up. He's not like, you know, here, sit up. No, he's literally just putting the space. He's holding the space in between. So now his head's in a natural position. Let me see if I can find it. Head in natural alignment with spine. Let's see. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, so all these like pictures of people with like bad spine issues. So let's just like an idea. There we go. One of these sleeping ones. Let's open image, a new tab. Okay. So you see right here how it's a pillow thing, but it's the same concept. Your hand is the pillow. Okay, so if you don't put anything down there, if the pillow's too low, or if your hand is low, or there's nothing there, see how the spine is not in line? Now let's say you lift the head up. See how the spine is not in line? And the same thing, side sleeping or putting the patient on the side, the head's or the neck's not in line. That right there can really mess up somebody's cervical spine. So you want to apply the right amount of pressure to keep it straight and in line. See how it's in line? Right here, it's not in line, not in line, not in line. These are in line. So that's what he's doing when it comes to that. So let's get out of that. Hey, KC Rosquitoski, boy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Guys, that's one way to help the channel. What up, bruh? The other way is swinging on by patreon.com/StanOfTheFireman. See how he's doing this?
Yeah.
So he's starting to come to. But a lot of times with TBIs is that you'll gain a level of consciousness that you know and you're aware, and then it reverts back, like maybe 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later. Yeah, I hate seeing people get hurt, guys. That's why I don't. It's one of the main reasons why I wanted to just resign and retire, whatever you want to call it. And now I do this full time. But I'm jumping back in after a year of things. And like I said, I'm becoming an instructor for accident scene management, bystander assistance programs. I have a lot of stuff in here, so thank you patrons for supporting me and doing that. I'm getting back in the game a little bit slower, motorcycle centric, so I could just help you guys, and I don't have to worry about drug overdoses and babies. And anyways,
The biggest concern for you right now is the chin's not too bad. Keep your head straight up, okay? I want to keep your spine in line.
spine line. So he has a shirt, or he has something underneath to help him, so the shirt's not too padded.
How about your toes? Can you wiggle your toes?
How you doing, Raynin?
Legs real quick.
See how he does that? He just rips it. It doesn't matter. Don't be gentle about it.
How's your knee, man?
Stiff.
Is it more comfortable straightening it out?
A little bit.
How old are you?
35.
You remember everything that happened?
Yeah,
You
moment of
figured
clarity.
it out?
I have no idea what fucking happened.
See how he says he has no idea what happened? Now, I don't know if he's just being, I don't know if he's exaggerating, because he just said that he didn't hit somebody and somebody hit him. But then prior to that, he said, what happened? So you see how he said, what happened? Yeah, I know what happened. What happened? It's going to flip-flop with a traumatic brain injury like that. It's like, keep your head still, buddy.
Falling at all? You don't remember the events?
See, at this point, what happens with bystanders is that they get comfortable in this position they're at, and they stay there. So you notice how this guy has sat here and did this same thing, like for the whole time, and now the guy with the camera, once he helped. I mean, I don't want to do quotes. He helped, but once he got into a position of fixing something by holding the hand, he's stuck. He's stuck there. You learn the priority of what's needed, and like the severity of what's needed. Right now, his cervical spine is what's needed. This arm right here, let him hold his own arm. I would go over here and make sure his head stays in line. So you start to learn these different things, and you start working as a crew. This guy's doing the assessment, so the manual labor, the hands that are needed, would be the head, and then somebody else helping take some stuff off if you're trained.
You probably lost consciousness. You had a knife
No problem, John.
Yes, I do. Can I move? Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Hold
Look
your
at
right
that.
arm.
Look at that.
Hold it by your
Perfect.
jacket sleeve so your elbow's supporting.
Very good. That's exactly what I was talking about. I didn't even see the video yet. John, no problem, man. No problem. Make sure you join the Discord. That's free. The Discord is absolutely free. So scissors. I'm guessing on the... Oh, a knife.
Blade. Hey.
This is the reason why we use trauma shears, because blades can...
Oh God, my hip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right or left?
Right.
So right there, he's pressing. He's pressing on the hip for stability. Now, what can happen in a motorcycle accident, which actually happened to my best bud, thankfully it's been a year and almost 7 months since the incident. A year and 6 months, actually. It's been a year and 6 months. What is called an open book fracture. An open book fracture is a fracture of the pelvis, which is common. And I actually talked about this in a prior video. An open book fracture, let's see, okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Open book fracture. So this is what a natural pelvis looks like, the pelvic girdle. So he cracked the iliac crest. That's what it came out to be. Right here, you have the superior pubic ramus and the pubis symphysis, and the inferior pubic ramus, which is the ischium towards the bottom. So an open book fracture is where that bottom part splits open, like an open book. It splits open. So that right there, what he's doing, when he's compressing, he's seeing if it is unstable, and it's doing this. Because when it's open, it stays open. So when he presses, if it moves like this, he knows the severity of the incident. The severity of the incident with the pelvic fracture is very bad, because a lot of your femoral artery, all your arteries go through these parts. And if they're severed, they're severed. And you could bleed out very fast. So this is what it looks like, an open book fracture. What's up, Ricardo? So you see how it's opened up right there? This is 2.1 centimeters. 2.1 centimeters. I think that's about that much. Yeah, it's extremely painful, and it's not something you want to have. So that's right there how he's pressing. He's checking for instability of the pelvis, and what we do is, yeah, it's very hard to heal. You need to have surgery. Traumatic open book fractures, you need surgery. Women actually get an open book fracture when they give birth, but their body, with all the hormones, the relaxin, it actually spreads it out, and then it goes back. So it's not a traumatic tear.
That only takes about 4 weeks to heal. I just went through this shit.
How many times have you fallen on your bike?
Once when I was
Once?
18.
Everyone goes down once, right?
I went down about 2 months ago. Got my whole arm, all right here,
What's up, Tony?
This feel.
right hip.
Little bruise there.
Do you want to work on that jacket?
You can get, yeah.
Oh God.
So
Okay,
here's
don't move, don't move.
here's EMS.
Just kind of hold yourself in that position.
You guys see the time? 8 minutes 52 seconds. 8 minutes 52 seconds since the video started. So about 8 minutes till EMS shows up. In those 8 minutes, imagine that he's not breathing, and imagine that no bystander knew what to do. He'd be brain dead. And that's with witnesses. Imagine riding up on the mountain or riding out by yourself in the middle of nowhere, obviously having fun. Something happens, there's nothing that you can do. Yeah, probably 10 minutes since the accident. That's average. That's average. Especially in an area where there's probably traffic backed up. That's why being medically trained in the aspect of pre-EMS, emergency medical, knowing what to do right away in between the accident and when EMS shows up is very important. That's what we're going to get to in the coming months. That's why I do these videos too. That's why I do not only how to prevent the crash, but I also do a deep dive on some of these.
Yeah.
I would cut it if I was.
Oh God, my arm.
Yeah.
They said, let's try to get it off before they cut it, because if it was me, I'd cut it. Yeah. Probably doesn't have trauma shears because he'd probably cut it.
Just relax it.
Very lucky, Andres. So now we got California Highway Patrol. I'm guessing this is California. I think Asteris, you said something about this. That this is, or Jake K. One of you guys.
Just
Sorry
pull it
about
down
that.
and then pull it apart at the top.
Tracy.
What's up, Glong Knock? There you
You
go.
want me to give you a ride home?
Sorry.
That's where I'm going.
They'll probably take you over to Valley Care. You used to work there, man.
No.
Slow.
What is he trying to get him to do? He hasn't ruled out spinal issues.
Here, I'm gonna get you a glove off, all right?
He hasn't ruled it out, so let's not sit him up.
That's the worst part.
Oh God.
They're gonna cut it, dude.
Hey, just focus on something else for a minute.
Where's the blood going? He's
Under his chin.
To his lips. All right, it's under, yeah, chin.
Okay, that's all you get.
It's on you right now.
Trying to look at his leg. He's definitely got bruising.
No, I checked his C-spine's good.
It's called ecchymosis, so he's got immediate bruising to his legs. It came back that he did break his Tib-Fib, but he's definitely got soft tissue injuries.
So he's got lacerations in his neck. He's got a hip pain and bilateral leg pain.
Seriously, it was just oh, so EMS hasn't even showed up.
End of the nurse.
Yep.
Where's your ID at, partner? Is it on your person or on your bike?
Now EMS, now firefighters showing up.
Do you have a license?
10.5
Do you
minutes.
have it with you, or is it?
That's a fire truck.
What's your name?
10.5 minutes in.
Ray Spencer.
Okay.
Ooh, right there.
Only touch you to 2092.
So right there, he's checking for capillary refill. So he's pinching the capillaries, and it's gonna go white. So if you pinch your own fingernail, so you could actually check it right here. It's usually within 2 seconds if you have good blood flow. You pinch your fingernail, it turns white, and then you count the seconds how quick it goes back to natural color. That's capillary refill, and that's what he's doing, because if it doesn't go back within 2 seconds, that means he's got some type of blockage, possibly compromised, blood vessels. There you go. Jeez, it's been a long time.
What's the contact phone number for you?
You gotta take the jacket off.
So they don't cut it.
Yeah, you can't pull it.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, not gonna be able to pull it up. You have to take it
Yeah,
off
it's
right
okay.
here.
Take it off this man. I'm getting really light. Yeah, they're here.
See how he said I'm getting really lightheaded? Yeah. He's right now holding himself up. He's using a lot of strength to hold himself up. So he's probably got a drop in blood pressure, a pretty bad drop in blood pressure to the point where he's getting lightheaded. When that happens, you're going to pass out. You're going to pass out. Your body literally fights gravity. It's fighting gravity. The heart is pumping against gravity to deliver blood to the brain. So lay him down. Stabilize his blood pressure. So his heart just has to push blood side to side, not up and down. So that's why you want to leave them down on the ground. That's why you don't really want to mess around. And if you're going to have somebody sit up, what I usually do is that, I mean, this is EMT stuff where I'd get behind them and actually support them myself with my body. I don't know how many times I've actually had to go back to the station, wash my clothes, and take a shower after a scene because I'd get blood all over me. But at the end of the day, it's what was needed and needed to be done. And at the same time, I'd be checking his spine. I'd go down his spine, finger by my fingers, and going over every single spinal process to see if there's any type of damage or anything that's going on.
Hey, hang on. Make sure he doesn't fall over, okay?
That jacket's no good anymore.
Give me a quick statement. What lane were you in? Were you in the fast lane here?
That jacket's no good anymore.
Yeah, it was in the fast lane. Do you see it? What do you remember, Raynin? No, I was...
See how he's shaking his head, he doesn't remember anything?
Next thing you know, you're on the ground.
If you do not remember anything, or if you don't remember events leading up to the scene, you have a traumatic brain injury.
We'll lay you back down, okay?
He's starting to get lightheaded. He's going to pass out. All right, so we got fire on scene, fire and EMS. So these guys are actually going to take care of everything. The reason why he's in full gear, I talked about this before. I talked about this with Walterific's accident. I talked about this with Snowcat's accident. Is that full gear, they think of it's called an MVA, motor vehicle accident. So if they're going to have to do extrication, like any type, the jaws of life, that's what it's called. It's spreaders and cutters and rams and all that stuff. They need to be protected in case that they have to go inside, get cut with glass, cut with, just all that stuff. So they're getting prepped. When it's just like this, more than likely they start taking off gear. Plus they have reflective material on their clothes so that hopefully they don't get hit. Personally, I don't think it's enough reflective material, and actually the IAFF came out with saying it wasn't, but a lot of departments still do it. I prefer to wear a reflective vest on top of my turnouts if I can. So he's starting to look a little unconscious here. He's starting to get a little bit not good. So let's see what EMS says. It's been 11.5 minutes. See how he's just getting a little exhausted here.
Chin area. He's got a don't move your head too much, all right, ma'am? Forming to his right arm. Okay. He's gonna split. Wait, he also has right hip pain, bilateral knee pain. All right.
Okay, you see how he's talking? See, there's a difference in here. I'm gonna rewind it. I actually just turned up the volume on this. So this guy right here is obviously an EMT or paramedic. So when EMS shows up, the firefighters show up, he starts giving a rundown of what happened. He's actually transferring the patient, basically. The way this guy talks to the guy with the camera and everyone else, it's very like layman's terms. And then you're gonna start hearing bilateral knee pain. He starts talking like that.
No, I was just driving.
Just watch.
Remember Raynin, Carter? Nothing.
See if I can turn it up for you.
We'll lay you back down, okay? He's got a laceration to his chin area.
Laceration to chin.
Don't move your head too much.
Deformity.
Deformity to his right arm.
Deformity to the right arm.
He's gonna split. He also has right hip pain, bilateral knee pain.
Hip pain, bilateral hip pain, or knee pain. You see now they took over. They took over. So let's see if we can get some good footage.
36. 36. All right. Do you have any pain back here where I'm touching? Tingling.
You see how he's holding C-spine? He needs to kind of move that head a little bit back.
Where's your tingling at? In your legs?
My arms.
Your arms? Okay, bud. This is what
So he's doing the assessment. This guy's holding C-spine.
we're gonna do. We're gonna put
It's
you
not the best C-spine whatsoever. You need to keep that head up.
on a hard plastic board. We're gonna put an uncomfortable collar around your neck. It's gonna protect you. Okay, it's gonna protect your spine there. Okay. We'll get you packaged up, and we're gonna get you going to the hospital. All right.
So he said that we're gonna get you on a board and an uncomfortable collar. Throwing in some sense of humor there, it works. I've done that many times. The backboard is a long splint for your spine, so think of a splint for your arm. But now it's for your spine. So he's gonna go on a board. This collar is gonna just help him keep it in place. I've seen patients easily move their head with a collar on like this, so you still have to do it. And even with the head immobilizer, you still have to do it. There's the board right there.
Okay.
So this is it's called the drug box. It's a medication box that has all the medications in it. Usually they are different color and bright for that reason. So that's the only reason why I know that. I don't know what's in here. It's probably an EMS or oxygen, something, whatever it is they feel like making. But this right here is very common. It's a Pelican case that has a lock on it. Oh shit, big old Kevin got dropped. What? So that's this C-spine bag. So this has all the collars in it.
Hey, ask him where his phone is.
So she's a chief. So she came from somewhere.
Is that his?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it and I'll look for his phone.
Okay. He wanted to call his wife.
I'll handle all that, I promise you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
That's pretty much all we do. Like, we'll just say, thank you so much. That's pretty much all we do. So LAPD, LAFD, or LPFD, LPFD. That's what it said. LPFD. That's weird. Anyways. LPFD. Whatever.
You guys see the set of keys down here?
Okay, so that has, that's a SAM splint, what he has in his hand. Those are actually very good to have in an EMS bag. So a SAM splint. So this is pretty much what he's doing. He's gonna do that hand. It's actually pretty much exactly what he's gonna do with that hand. I don't want to get anything from galls. Anyways, SAM splint is moldable, so you can actually mold it, and you can make it more rigid. But it's a moldable splint, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna wrap it with this gauze and keep his hand in line. So let's get out of that. So that's what he has right there, and he's grabbing some gauze.
Sounds like sounds like it was a positive. Yeah, I got some decent blood and whatnot on the helmet. Hey, Greg, what's out here?
See, right now he feels, I'm not going to say useless, but he doesn't feel as contributing at this point. So at this point, if EMS shows up, go ahead and take a step back. And Shithead O'Connor became a member. Thank you, Shithead O'Connor. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What he did is became a YouTube member, so now he gets a mustache, and his name is Green. So it's pretty cool. So at this point, just kind of sit back and start, like, maybe writing down what you saw and start trying to remember things, because you are going to be a witness. If you would like to help in that way. You could always take off. Whatever. But this way you can give the police or anybody on scene that's taking a record what happened, and you can answer any questions. So just go ahead and take a step back and stay in a spot where it's safe. So take a step back somewhere that's safe. It seems like his motorcycle's not in the way. Yeah, his motorcycle's not in the way, so they're going to use this route right here to get into the back of the ambulance. The fire truck is probably way over here blocking all this traffic. Well, police is anyways. Yeah, look at that. Police is blocking off another lane.
Hey, can you hand me those keys, man? Thanks.
Oh, those are his keys. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
No, just following him.
Oh, do you know who he is? His name and stuff like that, or no?
He's Greg. He's from Tracy.
Okay.
That's about it.
So this guy's getting all the information for the EMS report, and so he can pass it along to the doctor out at the hospital. And so he was asking if he knew anything about him. So if this guy knew Greg, he would ask him, like, okay, well, do you know his date of birth? Do you know, like, if he's allergic to anything? Do you know, like, all these things? So having, like, one of those not medicated bracelets, one of those bracelets that have you know, any type of life-threatening allergies, medications, anything like that. It's very good to have in this situation, especially with somebody with a TBI. Any type, it's almost like a dog collar at this point. You know, having something where somebody will be called, you know, next of kin, all that stuff. It's actually pretty good. They can grab a lot from their wallet, but it seems like they can't find his wallet. So at this point, this guy would grab the wallet and start taking down information from his driver's license.
You don't know his last name?
No.
How old is he?
35, I think he said.
But you see how it's split open right here? Up on top? So when I said that I would cut his jacket and cut his gear, I'd cut it on the top part and then open it and fillet it open. So you see how he's still being covered from the ground? So he's not exposed to the ground, but he's exposed to the air. This way I can see him, and if I have to look underneath, I'll just look underneath. But this way he's still exposed, and I can still see everything. And like I said, he's not going to be exposed to the hot asphalt, hopefully. Okay, you see how I said the truck is blocking traffic in an angle, so it deflects any type of traffic if it does hit. See this big old fire truck? It's doing the same thing. And then these guys are within the safety zone, hopefully. Honestly, I'd park the truck a little bit closer, but they probably couldn't because of all this stuff right here. Oh,
No, I was a couple behind.
Go back. There's some skid marks. I want to look a little bit more. Okay, so the damage. See all the gouges into the asphalt? So I think he did hit. I think he hit the wall. Hit the wall, got ejected. That's a high level mechanism of injury right there, guys.
No, I was a couple behind.
George, you're not
Yeah,
M. Thank you for the super chat. I see that. Appreciate that a lot. What is that? I don't know what that is. That's the top case. Oh, man. What's this? Oh, I think they just put the jacket down. What is that? Thank you, Joygernot M, for the super chat. Guys, that is one way to help support the channel, what I do here. So thank you. It could be a speaker. Yeah. That is one way to help out support the channel. You join as a member like we have some few people doing. We have 425 patrons. That's another way to support the channel. You click patreon.com/DannyTheFireman. It'll pop up on screen if you join as a patron. Everything will pop up on screen. You notice all the subscribers, everything's going to pop up on screen. So, but you only get a loud noise if you do some fun stuff. Thank you, Peepaw. Thank you, Peepaw. It could be the headlight. Yeah. Didn't even think about that. So I think he asked him if he had anything to wash his hands. Alcohol wipes. So that's actually something that is recommended to carry in your bag. So I actually have a bag here. I'm actually going to redo this bag after this weekend, so I have a little bit more information. But yeah, definitely have a set of trauma shears to cut everything, tourniquets, possible CPR kit, all these different things, conforming badges. I'm going to be working on this after this weekend. And then I have a lot of material to work with right here, guys. Got a lot of material to work with right here. Can't wait to share it with you. So many new videos based on stuff like this. So if you like this stuff, if you like this deep dive on the medical side, this is where I kind of feel at home. This is something I did for over 10 years. Motorcycling, the whole MSF thing I've only been doing since January. I'm still working hard on that. So in 10 years, I'll be just as good. But EMS is where I feel natural. It's one of the harder things that I talk about too, but it's because I'm that passionate about it.
That'll work.
So you can actually buy those same ones. I've used them before. They're just alcohol-based wet wipes, basically. And so he's gonna clean off the blood. So this is what an incident looks like. Yeah, scrub and then definitely wash your hands as soon as you can. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, wait 1 second. That's not for humans. That's for the backboards and equipment.
Thank you.
That stuff burns if you use too much. Unless they got a special one. Usually the ones that are for humans are like a blue top. That was a red top. I would ask the fire department or the ambulance for some of the squirt ones. Yeah, Ian Van Dyke, I will as soon as I get a ton more information after this class this weekend. I promise you guys.
Hey, you may want to check his jacket. His fast track was in his jacket.
His fast track.
Yeah, I handed it to that medic.
Oh,
female medic.
So the toll booth thing. So it might be some ID and information.
Okay, I'll check.
That's probably where his ID would be.
Somebody get his jacket.
Either that or in his hard bags.
Yeah, Virox. There you go, Joygernaut. You must be EMS, man. You must know. You must know.
Yeah, once we get you packed in, alright?
So Cisco, the reason why we're these live streams, okay, we're doing these live streams hopefully not to scare you. I don't want to make you nervous or anything. We're showing what can happen. And then at the same time, my channel is all about how to prevent it. So make sure you watch a lot of the stuff on the channel. And then, guys, the DDFMcrew.com became available for everyone because that was the 400 patron mark. We're at 425. This is DDFMcrew.com. So, Cisco, if you want, you can practice a lot since you just got your endorsement. You can practice your friction zone training. Excuse me. You can practice like turn from a stop, and this all looks really good on mobile too. I made it so that it's good on mobile. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's absolutely free. So right there, do offline or not offline, straight line weave. Practice all these things, and everything is on ddfmcrew.com. But if you want to have access to everything, so even that website, click this link. So this has the link to the Discord, my Patreon, my ebook, free training, which is ddfmcrew.com. Everything I have right there, beginnermotorcycletips.com. Don't.
No, I was a couple behind him.
So this is an EMT that with the ambulance. That's why he's not wearing full gear. But yeah, don't be too worried about this, okay? Because if you get too worried, you're not going to learn as well. I'm just trying to show you what can happen, so that way you, honestly, you get scared to wear gear. You want to wear gear. You're so scared of riding a motorcycle and this happening, you're gonna wear gear. The gear saved his life. End of the day, this gear saved his life. Nikki's been riding. She got her endorsement back in September, and she's just now starting to ride on the road with me. So take your time. Take your time. Do a lot of parking lot exercises.
Sorry.
That was a huge roll of stuff.
Oh, he's back?
You can have mine.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we get them for free. Yeah, we get them for free. Okay, so this is a head immobilizer. So right now they're strapping them down and securing them to the backboard. And this right here it looks like theirs is just 2 rolls of something. And there's the C collar right there. So what they're doing is keeping his head stabilized and in line, okay? In the back and spine and everything. So they have the SAM split on them, and it's wrapped. So that's what they're doing right there. So now they're securing his head to the board. So see all these little witness statements? This is what you would be good for after helping out. Stay around and talk to these guys and provide a witness statement as much as you can. Maybe they can put all this stuff together and maybe get a license plate for that guy that took off that caused the incident.
Hey, you guys need me here? Or can I take off? I didn't actually see any. No, I just drove up on it.
No, you're good, man.
All right. Catch you later.
That's it. So I'd roll the bike back. I'd roll it away. I'd probably roll it so I wouldn't start it up right next to them. especially with a Harley.
Fully dressed, does it mean anything special?
Not bad.
And you called for 1185?
I would
I
wait.
called nothing yet.
2 1185s. One for a red pickup, VL right rear axle, and one for a fully dressed Harley Davidson.
Oh, so the truck got hit. The truck got hit, and he spun out. You see, he talked about the right, or he talked about the axle. Hey, Crystal. Yeah, sorry, we're about to end too. Let's see if we can hit 430 patrons by. Well, we probably won't. Let's see if we can. So, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, like I said, swing on by patreon.com and help support the channel. It's gonna be loud. Yeah, it's gonna be loud. I think he's getting loaded. So here it's a little dangerous to come out.
No.
Yeah, so it sucks, man. It's a bad situation.
There you guys.
See, this guy's in a bad situation to get hit. I'm always worried about that. Oh, so this is where the lady came from. Probably one of these. She's a chief. Alright guys, that's the video. If you want to see the video, it's motorcycle crash 850 or 580 eastbound. So if you want to check that out. Sean Spencer, you start your safety class. Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that was the full video. We just did a deep dive on it for an hour. Okay. And like I said, guys, I'll be doing more once I get through the class. I'm going to be an instructor. It says Dan to file, man. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I can actually, so steps for registering and following up on the class. I got a bunch of things in here, so it's a crash course for, I got all this information that I'll be working on. But it's really cool. I'm really happy to show you guys and explain some of these things to you. And this right here is to get you up to par to where you have a higher level of skill what this guy showed. And this guy did a great job. He did a great job. So this right here will be something that I'll be able to share with you guys at ddfmcrew.com once I get through the whole process. And I'll be creating videos for you guys so that you can hopefully do this. And then if you guys want to take a class in the meantime, go over here. Go to accidentscene.org. Accidentscene.org and sign up for a class in your area. Okay, let me go to here. Accidentscene.org. Kevin Tool, boy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to get to accidentscene.org. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Oops. Nope. There we go. So accidentscene.org. This is the stuff I'll be doing. Okay, so you can find a class in your area and you can figure out how to do stuff, okay? So you're going to learn how to improve your riding skills, links to state laws, all this stuff. Motorcycle-specific first responder training, okay? So I'll be doing that, and I'll be able to share with you guys a lot of those things. So like I said, thank you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll be studying this all week. I have a live stream tomorrow for the patrons. It's going to be the Patreon meeting. So if you're a patron, stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys check out Patreon for that. But also, guys, make sure you join up on the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. Discord is absolutely free. So this is the Discord. Look at it. It shows, if you super chat, it shows who did it. It shows Kevin Toole at 6:10 p.m. $5. Thank you, brah. It tells everybody in the Discord. So this is live. Hi, everyone. So I'll put hi stream. How about that? Hi stream. See you later, Rocky. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Join the Discord. The Discord is free. If it's something that you would like to try, try it. If you don't like it, you can always leave. It's cool. It's really cool. Right there. Cisco, no problem, man. That's what I'm here for. That's what I am here for. There you go. See everybody. So click that link right there, beginnermotorcycletips.com. Click the free chat room and join up. get some music in there. Let's hit 100 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, let's do it. Almost 100 likes. We're at 96 likes. 4 more likes, bros. Let's do it. One more. I'll check it out, Jacob. I'll check it out, man. See you later, Michael. It's 101. Yeah. Thanks, Cisco. I appreciate the support.